All right, so in this class, the way it's going to work is that you are going to gather knowledge ahead of time, all right? And that's something that I'll guide you which knowledge to gather, but you'll do the gathering. But then when we come back together, our goals will be to focus on applying that knowledge, right? So those of you who are taking the lab right now, which I know is most of you, a lot of the lab is gathering that important basic knowledge of anatomy, right? And actually getting a visual reference with it as well. Then when we come to class, we'll be trying to apply that. So we won't be repeating anything that's in lab. You've learned it. You come here, and now we're going to go on to the next step, okay? All right. So why would we teach anatomy this way? Because actually, and I have a chance to visit with other anatomy professors across the country, they don't all teach anatomy this way. So why am I going out in left field and wanting to teach anatomy in this way? Why don't you talk to your neighbors and see if you can figure out why this crazy woman at the front of the class thinks this is a good idea, all right? I'm still hot from my run. It's like I was done running at 9 o'clock. I know. It has to be Tuesday, Thursday. I know. It's just really funny. I always come like all rosy, and that's the way it goes. Yeah. You're very kind. Which one? 8 o'clock. Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday. Sometimes as the runs get longer, I have to start earlier. But okay. So I'd like to know if anyone else thinks there's any wisdom in this other than me. Ben, let's give you guys a chance to start first. What do you guys think? And Ben, do you think there's any wisdom in this? I don't know if they can hear me. That's how you're going to really use the knowledge? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, so like why not start that way, since in the end that might be how it's most useful? Sure, cool. How about someone else? Yes?
Also, remember it when you apply it.
I think so. I think it helps you remember it when you apply it. I'm not really good at, okay, so that's a lie. I'm actually pretty good at short-term memorization, and I'm horrible at long-term memorization. Anything I memorized is gone. It just is. It was a very interesting undergraduate experience for me because I was really good at memorizing and for the test, but don't ask me the next day. I mean, how crazy that a mind can work that way. But if I had a reason, something I could hang my hat on, like a structure that it belonged to, so I can say, oh, I need this because, or I can apply it because, it would stay. So I think you might like that too, because gosh, it's a lot of time and energy to put into things that you're not going to keep with you for a while. I'd rather you kept some stuff. Other thoughts? Anything else? Yeah.
It's also really nice because not everyone's just an auditorial learner. It also appeals to visual learners and tactile learners.
Great. Great. The suggestion here is that this style might help those that aren't just kind of listening learners, just audio learners. People who are more tactile or visual might be able to learn better in this particular environment. I think that's great. Here's some of the things I thought of myself. I mentioned my desire to move beyond memorization. And I know whenever you learn something new, like some of the terminology and stuff in the beginning, you have to use some of your memorization skills to get there. But I think that what the important part is how things move from the memorized part of your mind, short-term memory, into that higher order learning part of your mind. So it's the application of terminology or parts of the body that you might start having to memorize and then move ideally beyond. So we want to work on some of those higher order problem solving type skills to get you there. The other reason that I like the idea of you actively gathering your information is that passively listening is boring, I think, right? So if I go and just passively listen every single day, I get bored and I drift away, especially if I don't have a context, I don't have much knowledge to start with, and I tend to get lost as well on the details. So I'm hoping that you'll become more familiar because you're actively uncovering it in the way that makes sense to you, and then we can work together to progress your knowledge. All right, and then we'll use that class time to clarify rather than start from the beginning. All right?